Hey everyone, welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I'm here to sing The Long Walk. This is a remake or a retelling of the Richard Bachman Stephen King novel, The Long Walk. And in preparation for this, my son and I did watch, I believe it was the 1987 Running Man, which I think was set in 2017, which is freaking crazy that they thought that was that far in the future, and here we are. Boy, very different movies. Now, on top of that, I saw this right basically on the back of watching Downton Abbey. There's my other video is in there. It's coming up here. And again, two very, very different movies. The 87 Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger was goofy and silly and funny. It's puns and it's just very campy. This is not. It's fucking bleak. I think, not to get too political, but right now, obviously, we're in a very dangerous spot in the United States. I think there's a lot of shit going down. And I think that in 15 to 20 years, if we make it out of this, you're going to see this sort of type of film, right? You're going to see Civil War. You're going to see a movie like this that is just about the bleak, despondent, dangerous nature that we have going on in our political climate and in our world right now. And there isn't anything really to laugh about in this movie. There isn't a lot of levity. It is depressing from the start to the finish. Judy Greer is in this. She's kind of amazing. She's really, really damn good in this. Very brief role. What this is really, it's 50 young men are brought in and they start walking, right? They start on a road, and if they leave the road, they get shot. If they stop 3 times, they get shot. It's very Squid Games-esque, whereas if you fuck up, you're done, you're dead, right? You've punched your ticket. And what we see is over the course of this film, what it is, just under 2 hours, just brutal murders. They don't shy away from the violence. I think by the end, they do a good job of starting to show it either in the background or sort of off screen, because you don't need the constant graphic violence that this starts out with. I think that every death is impactful. They build the characters. It's amazing. I'm not going to give away any sort of ending. If you have read, and I haven't read the story, I'll be honest, I haven't read it since probably high school, so it would have been like 92, 93. So I think that this is much more what I remember. However, I do think that it does veer a little bit. Obviously, it makes it a little more modern. We're also being like modern Cuba, where we've got cars that are from the 50s and don't kind of fit in with our times. It's odd to see a resurgence, a renaissance of Mark Hamill, but having just finished Shrinking, where Harrison Ford is in it, it's so great to see these guys having gotten away from the Star Wars world and seeing some other opportunities, which is crazy. Not like Harrison Ford needs to do anything other than Star Wars to still be one of the best actors and people in the industry. But anyways, I'm getting distracted here. This movie, I think, is really great. I did feel like my vertigo, my sort of seasickness was starting to get triggered by seeing them walk for mile after mile after mile. I can't imagine the grueling nature of filming this. They do a great job of setting the cameras up so they're not intrusive in any way. I quite thoroughly enjoyed this movie, if I didn't feel also thoroughly depressed by the end of it. I'm going to give this movie an 8. I think that what they did with the very limited content of the actual story does a great job. And so anyways, there we are. I think that this is a movie that you should see. I don't know that you need to see it on like an IMAX or anything like that. I was thinking partway through it that sort of the cinematic aspect of it would be great for that. But I think the more personal nature, sort of the small screen, it's great. And the theater was packed. I mean, there was a lot of people out to see this, so that's impressive. Anyways, there we are. I'm giving it an 8. I do appreciate you all, and please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you after the next movie.